let's start with the good news. What has brought you two together?
David Weekley Family Foundation made a grant to OneSky this year.
Congratulations, that's super good news. So Katie, I'll continue with you. So you're the investment director at the foundation. What made you invest in OneSky in the first place?
Yeah, so OneSky falls into one of our main sector areas, education. We also do investments in livelihoods development, in justice, and in primary healthcare. But in education, we're always looking for organizations that have really good proof of impact alongside a desire to grow beyond philanthropic support and a plan to achieve that. And so we're looking for a credible plan for scale.
So I'm interested to hear, Morgan, like what will this investment allow you to do that you couldn't otherwise do?
Well, as Katie mentioned, we intend to scale through government adoption. And this investment from the David Weekley Family Foundation will allow us to really be innovative in our work with government and in our planning to create an agreement with government that will allow us to hopefully embed our program into the national system of education. We've been invited already by the Ministry of Education and Training in Vietnam to expand our training program across 19 provinces. But what we need to do is unlock the sustainable funding to do that. So our hope is that through a government adoption model, we'll be able to unlock multilateral funding.
So I would love to hear, like, how did you polish and like crystallize your pitch? Are there any tips that you could share?
I think really understanding what the funder is looking for and being very, very clear that you are aligned with that funder. I think one of the mistakes that nonprofits make, and it's because of our incredible need for funding at all times, is that we can get into a habit of sending out, proposals to everyone and anyone. And it's so much better to find a foundation that you really believe you are aligned with, and then craft your pitch to talk to that alignment.
We know that like there are a lot of people listening to this one, and like a lot of innovators that are hungry for extra funding so that they can also put those big plans in action. Katie, I want to hear from you. Like, what, in your opinion, what are the things that you kind of look for in a pitch? What makes a pitch stand out for you?
Yeah, so we really focus on the two things I mentioned already, but I'll add some detail. We're looking for credible plan for scale. So there are a lot of funders out there who fund organizations who are much more place-based or have an intention to impact one area and stay local to that one area. We're really looking for organizations that plan to grow beyond that area and to scale. So that credible plan to scale. The second is evidence of impact. And so sometimes that might mean an external study. It might mean a very large RCT in conjunction with a university or something, but it also might just be sort of your regular everyday monitoring and evaluation that the organization is collecting that's right-sized to the size and stage of the organization, that shows us that the leadership of the organization cares about data. They're making decisions based on outcomes, not based on inputs, and that they're able then to innovate on their own programming based on the data coming out of their impact assessments. So we really are looking for that evidence of impact.
How important are impact assessments to you when you are evaluating potential investments?
Yeah, I would say that they're definitely important, but we're always looking for right-sized impact measurement to the size of the organization. So if we're talking to an organization that maybe has an annual budget of $200,000 a year, we're not expecting them to have a massive RCT, right? We're looking for that daily measurement. What are your indicators that you care? How do you know if your program is working? What are your best proxies of impact at your current stage? What data is available freely and to the public